Hello everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be the Bretonnians teaming up with the Greenskins against the Dwarves and the Vampire Counts. For my army I have two Royal Pegasus Knights over here being led by Albrecht de Bordelot. The front line here is a mix of Man-at-Arms and Foot Squires backed up by a Grail Relique, and then also the Damsel of Heavens. Not of the Life Lore. Life Lore is better, but that's all you see now, so I brought the Heavens just to be different, basically. That's all. Life lore is still better, though. Also, I brought a Grail Guardian. I've been wanting to play around with an army of Grail Guardians, so I brought one because I don't think Grail Guardians are really that amazing of a pick against Vampire Counts, and especially not Dwarves. So instead of bringing three, which I wanted to bring this army, I only brought one. So that's why I have him, and then we also have two Peasant Bowmen of Fire Arrows, because I haven't really bought any Fire Arrows that much, but they can do really well against Vampire Counts with their regeneration units. For the Greenskins, we have a Goblin Wolf Chariot up there, and then a mix of units here. We have two Trolls, three Orc Biggins, we have an Orc Boy, Savage Orc Arrow Boy, then two Goblins, two Squig Herds, a Orc War Boss, and then two Goblin Big Bosses, but not even on their mounts, which I find odd. Spider mounts are kind of what make these guys pretty good. And then back here we have three Orc Boar Boys. And I don't think they don't have any magic either. Then for the Dwarf player over here, which my Greenskin ally is going to be facing off, we have a front line of Longbeards and the Norgrimling's Iron Breakers. Behind them we have a Ranger, Uthar's Raiders, which is the renowned Ranger, a group of Quarrelers, Grumbling Guard, Rune Lord, Runesmith, Slayers, Warriors Dragonfire Pass, and a Goblobber. And excuse me, I'm still fighting a cold here, so it may sound a little different. But we also have for the Vampire Counts, also concentration's kind of lost. Front line of zombies back here. Behind them we have a bunch of Grave Guard, just normal Grave Guard, being led by Isabella von Karstein, also a White King. We also have a group of Blood Knights, three Cryptors, and then a bunch of Skeletal Spearmen over here. And those are the matchups. So I'm going to march up here in the very beginning to try and get the high ground, to try and give a nice arc of fire for our Peasant Bowmen. That is the idea. And I believe my Greenskin ally and the Dwarf player are going to be exchanging artillery fire with the Hammer of Gork and the Goblobber, is what they're going to be doing for a little while. My initial target with the two Royal Pegasus and Albrecht is going to be to try and crush the Blood Knights. I didn't want to charge down here because of how close the Skeletal Spearmen were and the Cryptors. I didn't want to get pinned right here. So I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait for my army to move up a little bit more. Over here with these zombies, I see an easy target to try and clear some units, so we're going to run these Grail Guardians who do not get tired because they are immune to psychology. So I'm going to have them, excuse me, just chew through some zombies. And you can see my Peasant Bowmen with the Fire Arrows are going to start firing down on the Cryptors, because Cryptors have regeneration, so they take bonus damage versus fire, which is why I exactly brought these two units. Here you can just see the Grail Guardians just going to kind of chew through a lot of zombies over here for basically free, because they don't suffer any vigor penalties or any vigor loss, so they are just cool with clearing out a bunch of zombies before the main battle even starts, which is about to start right now. So now we're going to throw in some Foot Squires and these Men-at-Arms into the Skeletal Spearman line. You see the Blood Knights moving over here, and I believe they're going to start combat right here. Going to put the Chalice over here for its leadership. Going to try to get the Damsel up here as well, I believe, for her encouraging aura. And here goes our first spell, the Heaven, or Curse of the Midnight Wind, which is going to drop the enemy's melee attack and their armor. And now Albrecht and his flying force is going to charge the Blood Knights to try and get them off the field. You can see the amount of damage they're doing right there. Not too bad. Meanwhile, down here, they're still just kind of firing artillery at each other. And you can see my Peasant Bows have basically cleared out one of the Cryptors, but there are still two more. Over here, the Grail Guardians are being engaged by Grave Guards, so I'm actually going to pull them out, and I think I put them over into this fight here soon. We're going to withdraw here with the Air Force, because they were starting to take a lot of damage and our charge bonus is off. So we're going to get ready for another charge. The two Cryptors that are still remaining are kind of chewing through my Foot Squires, so I'm trying to focus down with those two Peasant Archers. We're doing decent damage. You can see a, I think they cast a regeneration. Yeah, Invocation of the Heck on the Blood Knights to try and get them back up to full fighting strength. I believe we're going to get another charge here soon. Orc boar boys down there. I'm going to get shot at by corollary fire as they pass by, and they're going to sit right there. Another Curse of the Midnight Wind upgraded this time, so we get its effect duration is increased as we do another charge into these Blood Knights to try and take them out of the battle. You see our Grail Guardians over here, and they're going to just help this fight against the Grave Guard that are located over here. Meanwhile, back here, some Grave Guard and zombies are trying to charge up the hill. So I had 2 men-at-arms in reserve, and I put them down here to stop them so they couldn't get into our Peasant Bowmen, who are still finishing off the second Cryptor, and then they're going to start firing on the third one. And you can see we have almost destroyed the Blood Knights, but they also have almost destroyed one of our Royal Pegasus Knights. The other one is still doing okay with our Harmonic Convergence cast on it right now. Isabella, I believe, is starting to get onto our Grail Relic. Down here, the battle still has not started. The Dwarf player has gone into a full half box, using the terrain to their advantage because no one can get back in here, so they're kind of just defensing it up. And then now we're exchanging bow fire with the Savage Orcs against these Quarrelers. Over here, I thought that these guys were going to crumble to death, but they end up not crumbling to death. That's why I switched my focus fire onto this last group of Cryptors. And here we go, a third charge onto the Blood Knights to try and finish them off. They are almost dead. Isabella is slowly taking out a Grail Relic, which I didn't notice until a little later, when it's almost dead. I start to pull it out finally. Back here, we are still facing off against some zombies and Grave Guard with the help of a Goblin Wolf Chariot shooting some arrows. I threw the Damsel in here for some encouraging aura and also some extra damage to try and keep them off of our Peasant Bowmen because we still had to finish off the 2 other Cryptors. And you can see the Grail Relics. Oh, right, it actually routed off because of Isabella. And I am still trying to kill these damn Blood Knights. There's just so many zombies around them that I guess we can't really focus them down. And then down here, my ally, they start sending off 1 unit to attack the Dwarf line at a time. And then here come the Orc Boar Boys. They're going to slam into these Warriors Dragonfire Pass, and then they're going to have the Slayers attacking them, as well as the, I believe the Grumbling Guard back here are going to go after them as well. Trying to keep the perspective like this so you can see both battles. You can see the Savage Orc Arrow Boys are losing the battle against the Quarrelers. Big surprise. Squigs are routing off due to artillery fire, and they ran into the front lines by themselves, and then they got routed. Just kind of like these Orc Biggins who ran in one at a time, and they're going to get routed. And after these guys are routed, they're then going to run in a Goblin Big Boss by itself. The Orc Boar Boys are just kind of stuck here on the Warriors Dragonfire Pass and the Dragonback Slayers, and they're getting slowly destroyed. Back here, the Blood Knights escaped this combat, ran up the hill, and trying to get to our Peasant Bowmen, who are running away from these Grave Guard. Going to get Albric and what remains of my flying force to try and finish off the Blood Knights. I actually think we just did. Our Grail Guardians may just finish them off. Yeah. And I'm going to try and get these guys into the Grave Guard so they can't get into our Peasant Bowmen. Again, if I don't sound too enthusiastic, just it's the cold. This is actually an intense battle, and I would have more emotion if I could. But you can see Albric is getting in on the Grave Guard, trying to keep them away from the peasants, and they rout anyway, because they're filthy peasants and they suck in melee. Couldn't believe they routed. I finally got my Lord in there, and then they decided to rout. But they will come back. Meanwhile, the Grail Guardians and the Damsel are going to be holding off Grave Guard, Zombies, White King, and Isabella a little bit. Now we're going to withdraw them into this fight, trying to finish off this Grave Guard because they are now isolated. And all my units that did rout are coming back, so I'm going to pull them all the way up over here around what is left of the Grail Relic, and we're going to get our leadership back. And now the enemy player, the Vampire Count, is going to run down the hill with Isabella and the White King to try and join up the Dwarf player, who is looking pretty good. They destroyed, for the most part, all 3 of those Orc Boar Boys who dealt some damage to these Warriors Dragonfire Pass. And now we have more units singly being thrown in there. The Trolls still being held back. The Goblins still being held back. Squigs still being held back. Orc War Boss is now going to run up here to try and reinforce these Orc Biggins who came back from routing to go in and get routed once more. You can see this Goblin Big Boss fighting him by himself against a Rune Lord and a Rune Smith. Here comes the second Goblin Big Boss backing up these Orc Boys who are coming back from routing. And now I'm going to be chasing the Vampire Count player down the hill and trying to snipe Isabella with Albric and my flying force. You can see the Goblin Chariot is now over here to try and assist their other greenskins in this fight against the dwarves. Here we go. So now one of the trolls is being sent in. The other one's going at a leisurely pace. Squig's still back here. Goblin's still back here. So the Orc War Boss was sent in after the Goblin Big Boss routed. So he's by himself against all these guys. Other Goblin Big Boss is up here to support these trolls, and the Orc Boy is about to rout. Here comes the second group trolls. At least the Hammer Gork's getting some damage in. So yeah, this War Boss is going to be isolated, and he is going to rout because he is by himself. These trolls, who are not really known for the leadership, although they have been upgraded a little bit, so leadership is higher, going to fight off these dwarves by themselves. You usually want to mix trolls into your main infantry line of, like, you know, Orc Biggins and all that good stuff. So these guys are going to be routed eventually, fighting all these dwarves by themselves. And now here come the goblins. Now here come the Squig and the other goblin. After these trolls are going to be routed. Orc War Boss is being routed off the field, and I think either dies or something. And here we go. I'm still chasing the Vampire Count player, and it was at this point when I was done with my combat with the Vampire Counts, and I don't really have much left, and I looked down the hill, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of dwarves that are still left. Let's see if we can do anything. So over here, Albrick is trying to snipe Isabella, but she will not die. Now, Albrick and the Royal Pegasus Knights are more geared to killing large units, and she's not mounted on anything, so she's not a large unit. But they still do a lot of damage, especially on the charge, but she was not having it. She cast Master of Beguilement on Albrick during that fight, and he was doing nothing with Master of Beguilement on him. That lowers his melee attack by, I think it's 58. So he was not getting like any damage in, and the Pegasus Knights weren't apparently getting through her melee defense either. So we did like no damage. We charged her twice when she was coming down the hill. Not the times we do like any damage at all. So over here we're going to isolate another group of Grave Guard, kill them real quick, and then keep going down the hill. So what's going on with my ally here? So now the goblins are finally getting into the front line of the dwarves. Got Big Boss been routed off. War Boss is dead. These trolls, I believe, even though they came back from routing, they're just going to sit here and here. Goblin Big Boss going in by himself, trying to support the goblins that are left. Over here, what's left of my arrows, I'm going to try and pour into Isabella. And I'm just like, man, this is going to be a hard fight. So there goes Gabos. Oh no, here come the trolls. One of the two trolls, anyway. So they're going to be sent in by themselves now that the Gabos are dead. Do you see a pattern here? Meanwhile, over here, these rangers are just kind of out there by themselves, so I'm going to use my mobile force and try and kill them real quick. You can see the Slayers and some Graveguard coming in here, so we're going to withdraw before they get there. The rest of my army is still marching down the hill. What's left of it, anyway. I don't really have many foot squires left, and I'm going to need them to chew through all of these dwarves, including Iron Breakers. So there we go. This troll ran in by itself, got routed again. This troll is going to sit here. We still have Squigs out here. I don't think they're moved again. This thing has used up almost all of its ammunition. Way to go. Savage Orc Arrow Boys still in it, which is pretty cool. And so I'm going to charge in, because what else am I going to do? Invocation of the Heck on a Graveguard only, huh? Okay. So I'm going to try and get my force onto Isabella again to try and finish her off. And I believe she casts Master of Beguilement on me again. Yeah. So you can see Albrick has a 0 melee attack right now, so he's not doing any damage. But even though that is the case, we do have a Heavens, or Curse the Midnight Wind going on. So we're at least lowering her armor and melee attack, and we're getting some hits in there, but you see the Blood Chalice has been activated. So now she is really just regenerating those hit points so quickly. So what damage you manage to do, she is just kind of negating right now. What is my ally doing? They're keeping their trolls and goblins back here. I don't know, like why? I don't know why you would help me. that'd be weird. To help your ally kill the enemy you've been trying to kill this whole time. So yeah, so trying to finish off Isabella. And right here, I'm just like, well, I'm not going to be able to chase her really anymore. I'm surrounded by dwarves. Well, here comes some goblin wolf chariots, though. Grail Guardians here, I was trying to get disengaged with these Amp Slayers. It's so fast. I wanted the Grail Guardians to go in back here and support this main fight. But you see Albrecht is getting surrounded and slowly destroyed. I'm trying to get him out of the melee there. And I finally do, it looks like. Why is he not lifting up though? Oh, because he's still getting hit. But he was getting nailed by these Uthar Raiders, so he's going to rout. Finally, my Grail Guardians get free of the Slayers, so I'm going to run interference with our Peasant Bowmen to try and stop them. And it is going to be too late. And then we are just going to rout off the field. So, good game to my opponents. Let's take a look at the kill count. Almost 100 kills in Albrecht, 35 on the Damsels, pretty good. Men-at-Arms did excellent, killing a bunch of zombies and some Graveguard. The Foot Squires also did excellent. Peasant Bowmen shut down 3 Crypt Horrors and got more kills on top of that. Grail Guardians over 300 kills. Royal Pegasus Knights over 100 kills each. Another 75 kills. 8 on the Grail Relic. It could have done better. But I allowed it to get singled out by Isabella, who got 16 kills. 28 for the White King is not bad. Some of the Graveguard did pretty good, and the Crypt Horrors still got some decent amount of kills before I focused them down. Blood Knights only netting 25 kills because they were never really cycle charged. But I'm sure some of those are against my Pegasus Knights, so that's pretty good. For Oracle War Master, we got 70 kills on the Goblin Big Boss is not bad. 17 on these Orc Boys. 18 on the Wolf Chariot. 120 on the Hammer of Gork. And then 21 kills here on the Troll is something. And then for Zaxton, let's see, 11 kills with the Rune Lord. Their Longbeards did pretty good. Dragonfire Pass Warriors helped rout the Orc Boar Boys along with the Grumbling Guards. Slayers 72 kills is really good. 60 kills in the Ironbreakers is really good. 100 kills in the Goblobber is good. And then the Raiders, well, they focused down Albrecht there at the end, so good job on them. So again, good game to my opponents shooting film, Zaxton, and then Oracle Warmaster. Hope you enjoyed the battle, even though I'm not as energetic as usual. But let's go watch a cinematic view of this fight. So yeah, I wanted to use more Grail Knights or Grail Guardians, but again, I didn't think they were really a good pick against Vampire Counts or the Dwarves, but I still wanted to use them, so here they are. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Sound. There we go.
Run, man! Immediately! Take the ground! Doing your bidding! 'Tis done! At speed! Forward! March! I am the lady winding! Protect Bretonia! On to war! Attack! Serve and obey! Yes! See the power of Bretonia! Battle ready! Flag it! Horse tanks! Doing our duty! We obey! On to glory! I honor the Lion's shield protects us from their retreat! Battle falls! Come unto me! Glory awaits!
says we, sir! Run them through!
Lady's shield protects us from the magic.
Honor the lady!
Some Isabella action.
At me!
For the lady!
Hastily!
Get run, man!
Swiftly! Oh, the lady wills it! Hurry! For the lion! The lady wills it! I honor my vow! Glory awaits! As you say!
Withdraw! Have at him!
God help us!
Righteous! Get a move on!
He's benighted!
Fill him with oaths! The damsel is for us! God help us!
Moving apace! Moving apace! Charge! It shall be done! On to glory!
This is a silly looking one.
Doing your bidding! 'Tis done! Withdraw!
Run, men! Break them! Power of light!
Quick march! Protect Bretonia! Quick now!
Quickly! Honor away! Door! Take the ground!
Swiftly!
Snap them
Real
out!
point! Quickly, lads! Leg it! Immediately!
We fighters
Withdraw!
companions!
God help us!
At once!
Albrecht's coming.
Destroy the enchanters!
Withdraw! Doing our duty!
As you say! At me! Understood!
Get out of here!
Post haste!
For the grail!
Commoners!
Quick now! Yes, my lord! Sheriff! Quick march!
For the lady!
Quick now! Quickly, lads! To war! At once! To war! Yes, my lord!
Dudes!
Meanwhile, you know, I don't normally talk about what people say in the game or outside the game, but before this game started, my ally was talking so much shit to the enemy team about how he is never nice to anybody who doesn't deserve it, who is not a good player at this game, and at how he was so good at Total War. And he was a real dick. And I was like, oh man, this is my teammate. And then to come into this game and see the way that my teammate played, man. Karma. Yeah, he was for no reason either. Like one of the enemy players, they came into the room and they said hi, and then his immediate reaction was, "Why would you even come in here and say hi?" And the other person's like, "I don't know, just to be friendly." And he's like, He's real dick about it. For no reason other than to just be a dick. And then he sucked at this game. I don't normally talk about people's skill levels, but if you're gonna be a dick, like, get fucked. Maybe it's just because I have a cold and maybe I'm a little irritable, but it really rubbed me the wrong way. For absolutely no reason. Enemy players didn't come in here like, hey fuckwads, they just said hi. And he's like, I'm the best Total War player. Why should I say hi to you? You fucking suck. Look at this army. Do you see how they played this game? Did you see what the fuck Anyway, these Grail Guardians are killing some Grave Garden zombies. They look pretty cool.
Run! Take the lady from her castle! Shift it! Glory awaits! It shall be done! Full in! Quickly, lads!
Reflect the spell! I honor
Run,
my vow!
men! It shall be done! Look to the knights! They're so brave! For honor! For my liege!
Yeah, send your trolls in after the front line falls. Why? The trolls need bodies around them to absorb damage. They are not tanks. Like, in reality, it's fine if they're, you know, either new to the game or they're not that great at the game. What just made me upset and why I talked about it, just because they were how they acted before the game even started, for no reason at all. That's what really made me upset. I just don't like when people act like assholes, especially unprovoked. And Isabella, man, she refused to die. That chalice item of hers, giving her all her health back, was upsetting.
Stir your stumps!
Master Beguilement was also upsetting because it basically negated Albrecht like twice in this battle.
Let's get going!
Run up, crow! At one! Battle ready! My lady! Grant me your sight!
Get quick now!
Charge! Point back! Understood!
We go! Quick, march!
Glory awaits! Away! The battle ready! Good sweet! Swiftly! Quickly!
As you say! At me! Quickly, lads!
At speed! Withdraw!
God help us! God help us!
Hurry!
And even the Grail Guardians routed. Like, these guys, as long as you're not, like, as long as the power bar isn't so in the enemy's favor, like, their leadership on their own can generally last them until the bitter end. They fight to the last. But in this case, you know, we had taken so many so many losses between both armies that they did eventually just chain route. But yeah, I mean, normally these guys could fight to the bitter end though. They're really good. They're really good. I think ideally you would probably want to use Grail Guardians against like Beastmen. I think is a really good pick for them because Beastman's infantry for the most part is low armor, and these guys have a very high melee defense, so you can just throw them into a whole group of, you know, gore herds, those types of units, and they'll tank for days and kill all the gores. Not really that great against vampire counts or especially not dwarves because they're not armor piercers. Now, in theory, they could kill wraiths against the vampire counts, but what vampire count's going to bring wraiths against the Bretonnian army? Because even just Grail Knights and Royal Pegasus Knights are so common that bringing any type of wraith unit is suicide for a vampire count against Bretonnian at this point. So, again, not an ideal pick, but I just really wanted to use them because they're cool, and I haven't really found a Beastman matchup yet to properly utilize them. So next Beastman player I fight against, I'll probably bring these guys and hopefully show them off to a better outcome. But anyway, it was a good game. It was a fun game fighting against the vampire count player up there. It was very brutal and barely survived that fight. And again, good game too. Also the dwarf player. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care.